What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now it took a while, but Volvo managed to fill up their order book for the Xc40 and C40 2023 model, and that means they opened model year 24 for the Xc40 and C40 Recharge. It includes new options, but more importantly, more electric range and a new drivetrain. So let's get started. Now the Xc40 and C40 got a couple of new exterior options, but the most interesting things have changed with the battery pack and the drivetrain. So we're gonna start with that. So basically Volvo updated the battery pack and the battery motors on the C40 and Xc40, current pure electric, single motor, twin motor, and they also introduced a new extended range with even more range, as the name says. Now I'm gonna show you guys the Xc40 recharge figures for all three motors. Keep in mind that for the C40 it's all the same and even a bit better regarding efficiency and range. As the C40 is a coupe SUV, it has a bit more aerodynamic or better aerodynamic, meaning more efficiency, better electric range. So keep that in mind. Let's get started with the Xc40 single motor. So for the Volvo Xc40 single motor, these are the new specs. And very interesting, the battery pack actually goes from 70 kilowatt hours of capacity to 69 kilowatt hours of capacity. So that's not even an upgrade, a slight decrease over there. Now fortunately usable, you still get that 67 kilowatt hours. Horsepower, it went up from 231 to 238 horsepower. The max torque output, now this is an interesting one, went from 330 newton meters of torque to 420. And that all has to do with the setup of the battery motor, because Volvo changed it from a front wheel driven battery motor to a rear wheel battery motor. So we get a Volvo again, that's really long ago, with rear wheel drive. That's pretty awesome, meaning that it can put its power better onto the road through the tires, of course, meaning that Volvo, well, apparently released about 100 newton meters of torque extra for the rear wheels. Now, according to Volvo, I heard this rumor somewhere, they say that rear wheel drive for this car is safer than front wheel drive. Considering the amount of torque and horsepower as well with this electric car, I kind of understand that they prefer to put the battery motor on the rear of the car. There's more weight over there of the battery pack, it goes better through the rear wheels. Kind of understand that, but the biggest question, of course, will you be able to drift this car maybe? Let's wait and see. But anyway, a very nice and cool improvement that we get rear wheel drive. Now because of that rear wheel drive, the top speed has also increased from 160 kilometers an hour to 180. Basically the max nowadays with Volvo, as they have a limiter despite what car you have, it's always 180 kilometers an hour. Now also very nice is the improvement in DC charging. It goes up from 150 kilowatt hours to 200 kilowatt hours, so that's a nice improvement. But keep in mind that is peak performance, so you can expect this max DC fast charging output, say from 10% state of charge to 40% state of charge-ish. From there on, it will start to decrease as with every electric vehicle. Now keep in mind that you also need to preheat the battery for that, because a cold battery will not charge on this peak performance. So make sure that you put your Fastnet or your Ionity or your DC charger whatsoever into the Google system of the car, so it will notice that you are heading to a fast charging station, and it will start whilst driving, preheating the battery for the best charging and fast experience. Keep that in mind. Now as for range, also the single motor, despite having less battery, gets an improvement in range. It goes up from 425 kilometers to 460 kilometers. That's a nice increase. And for the viewers with mileage, that is about 264 to 285 miles of electric range. Keep in mind that is the best figure based on the WLTP we have here in Europe. So the real world, take about 70 to 80% of that daily usage, but overall that little bit extra, it's a nice little improvement. Now to conclude, the best figures regarding efficiency according to Volvo, it goes down from 18.6 kilowatt hours on average, 100 kilometers that is, to 17.2 kilowatt hours. So that's a pretty efficient figure, I gotta say, for a big, heavy Xc40, not so aerodynamic kind of car. Now then we continue to the twin motor setup. Also over there, nice improvements, because the battery pack goes from 78 kilowatt hours to 82 kilowatt hours, of which usable nowadays 78. That used to be 75. Now the horsepower remained the same, still 408 horsepower. A little upgrade for the newton meters of torque, 660 to 670. Now the twin motor, as it says already, is an all-wheel drive car. It has a battery motor on the front and the rear. Do note that the most power and torque comes from the rear battery motor. Also over there for stability control of the car. And over here the top speed remains the same, 180 kilometers an hour, 112 miles an hour. DC charging over here as well, a nice 200 kilowatt hours for that nice fast 10-minute charge you gotta do alongside the highway. Now for range, also WLTP over here, quite a big improve I gotta say, from 436 kilometers to 501 kilometers. In mileage 271 to 311 miles. So that's a very nice improvement for an all-wheel drive electric car. Efficiency, also very interesting I gotta say. Currently 20.5 kilowatt hours, and I can confirm that for my own Volvo C40 recharged twin. On average I drive about 21 kilowatt hours on 100, but if they manage to bring that down to 17.8 kilowatt hours in the best figure of course, yeah, that is quite impressive I gotta say. So then we have nice improvements for the single motor and the twin motor, but then there's also a new kid on the block called the Recharge Extended Range, and as the name says already, you get more range from the car. Quite interesting, it has the same battery pack as the twin motor, so 82 kilowatt hours of which usable 78. Now horsepower, quite a difference over here, 252 horsepower, so it's more than the single motor has, but of course way less than the all-wheel drive twin motor. Now the max torque also over here, 420 Newton meters because of the rear wheel drive setup. DC charging will be able to do 200 kilowatt hours, similar to the other two. Now as for the range, the most interesting aspect of course, in case you are opting for an extended range, 515 kilometers WLTP best figure, keep that in mind. That is in mileage about 320 miles. That's very impressive I gotta say, and that of course has to do with a big battery pack with only one battery motor on the rear axle of the car, and that means you get more efficiency of course. Now according to Volvo the efficiency is 17.4 kilowatt hours on 100 kilometers, 60 miles an hour or so. And if you compare that figure to the twin motor, then you see that they barely differ in that. So that's a pretty interesting setup they have also done with the twin motor. They made that really efficient. But yeah, if you want to save some money and have some more range, yeah, then skip the twin motor I would say and opt for that extended range rear wheel drive Volvo car. So these are the drivetrain upgrade guys, single motor, twin motor, extended range. Looks quite promising, of course. Real world figures will always differ a little bit. I will try my best to get as soon as possible one of these cars on the channel. So of course stay tuned for that. Subscribe as well so you will not miss out on that. And then of course we will do a very nice and extensive range test. Now as I said, this drivetrain, new battery, new motors is the best update about the XC40 and C40 model year 24. But there are also minor tweaks and updates for the exterior specs. So here we go. Trim wise the car remains the same. So you have the Core, Plus and Ultimate trim, and probably in some markets you will also have the Essential trim, which is one placed underneath the Core. So a very basic Volvo offer. Now as for colors, we have two new colors on the 40 series. The first one we kind of know already is the recently introduced Vapor Grey Metallic. Also on the model year 24, V60, XC60 and such, that will be the standard color. Now interestingly enough, in the Netherlands the standard color will be Silver Dawn Metallic. Do note that is in the Netherlands. In your local market these things can differ a little bit, as the national sale company can most often decide on what spec, what standard spec they want to offer. So Vapor Grey is a nice little addition, but we also get a new blue color called Cloud Blue Solid. Now keep in mind this is a solid color, so not metallic. And according to Volvo, it is a pure light solid blue color with a white undertone inspired by the cold air of a snowy Swedish winter landscape. Well, that sounds at least very suitable for the December month with Christmas and all that coming. Sounds pretty cozy. But yeah, Cloud Blue Solid. I think a nice little addition, kind of fits the XC40 C40 style customer as well. Now besides that, we used to have two black colors you can opt for, the Blackstone Solid one and the Onyx Black Metallic. Blackstone Solid has been removed from the offer, and from now on you can only opt for Onyx Black Metallic, basically the prettiest black you could spec on your Volvo. Now as for wheels, there is a new design for the 19-inch wheel. Basically you can only choose a 19-inch wheel or a 20-inch wheel. The current 19-inch wheel is a bit boring if you ask me, so I'm very happy with this new updated 19-inch wheel, which kind of looks a bit more in line with the current 20-inch wheel as well, which for example I have on my Volvo C40. I enjoy that one a lot. It looks very pretty and futuristic, very suitable on the XC40 and C40. Both come on the Recharge tire from Volvo, basically an all-season tire. So if you want winter or summer tires, you will need to pay a little bit extra for that. Now as for the upholstery, things remain the same. So the standard XC40 C40 comes with the textile fabric, very nice solid upholstery to have. Besides that, you can opt for the Microtech Nubuck, which for example I have in my Volvo C40 as well. That used to be the standard R-Design upholstery basically. It comes all black, or you can also opt for the Fjord blue inlay, carpet and all that, which for example I also have in my C40 and looks really cool. Besides that, you also have the vegan leather option, which for example had in the Xc40 I recently tested on the channel. So if you want to check that out a bit more, link is in the description and also now in the video. Make sure you check it out after this one, of course. But yeah, that vegan leather interior is really nice. I enjoyed that one a lot. Maybe would be my choice on the new 40 series car, but that would need to compete with the last option for the upholstery, which is the tailored wool blend, which is also a very cool, typical Volvo Scandinavian kind of upholstery. So that's also very nice to have. Now besides that, most things remain the same. You still can opt for a tow bar, tinted windows and all that. But as you can see with Volvo, the offer is getting more standardized and easier. So just a few options here and there. Overall, I am very happy with the improvement on the drivetrain, the battery, the motors and all that. Rear wheel drive Volvos, that's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, I hope. But yeah, that new extended range option, it's about time if you ask me. I'm very happy to see that Volvo finally released it and it is available for order. Now current lead times in the Netherlands, that is, if you order one, it will take about 7 to 8 months. So that's quite a while. It's getting a bit faster. I mean, lots of you have been waiting for more than a year on your Volvo car. So 7 to 8 months, it's kind of okay. Of course, also has to do with the fact that it is over here in Belgium and not in China, for example, where shipping of the cars takes about 2 to 3 months in addition. So it can be a quick one. Maybe if the dealer has one on stock or in its pipeline, make sure to check that with your local salesman, of course. But yeah, there we go, folks. That is the new Volvo XC40 and C40 Recharge, single motor, twin engine and extended range. Great improvements. I'm very happy with this one. I'm very curious about the cloud blue as well. But you know, we're gonna wait and see. That being said, I thank you a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Comments, thoughts, leave them down below in the comment section and I will get back to you. That being said, stay tuned for more, as Wednesday my next video is coming already. During this month, December, we've got the winter special videos, so 4 extra videos coming to the channel, so 2 videos each week. Very excited for that, so hopefully you will also enjoy that. Anyway, I will see you rather soon in my next video. Bye bye.